Here's part 2 of the One Punch Man drama. 4 hours ago, I uploaded what? A video reacting to this video from Nicholas Light, who's right now at the centerpiece of the One Punch Man drama. But when is he not in the centerpiece of insert trending thing during seasonal content and then in drama? Just like the Lord of Mystery stuff. And we watched the video and I gave you my honest take about it, right? And I think that he's making a mistake thinking that the director somehow is upset at Nick with this tweet. The tweet which reads, "It's sad to see kind fans who had high expectations get angry and curse saying you betrayed our expectations." To me, this sounds like a person who is caught in an impossible place, you know, saying their frustrations and saying, "I'm sorry that I let the fans down." He somehow interpreted that and made it a video about himself. And after uploading this video, this tweet came out. The timelines, I think, does match. I woke up this morning and I was shocked. A while ago, I was told by everyone to block a few people and I did. I don't even know who this guy is. I think this guy right now of interest is obviously Nicholas Light. There's some other stuff like, for example, over here, be careful about this guy. For whatever reason, this dude fucking saves Nicholas Light's penis pictures and posts them every fucking 3 months whenever he gets into a new drama. And I gotta see his hog again. But basically, the reference is, you know, actually, it's not really this guy. It's a separate video where many people who are Nicholas Light haters are sending messages to Shin Nagai, the director, and saying, this guy is rage baiting, this guy is doing that. And people seem to think that like it's due to Nicholas Light that he has deleted his Twitter account. If you look at the actual response here, let's read it. I have a rather unfortunate news. There are a few people among my followers who are pretending to be allies but are actually engaging in rage baiting. So I've decided to delete my account. Their actions, such as taking my statements out of context, trying to elicit comments that violate NDAs or turning them into profit, are unacceptable and cannot be overlooked. I've always done my best for the fans and with utmost sincerity, but I've come to the conclusion that continuing in this environment is untenable for this project. It's always the genuine fans who end up suffering the most. I cannot forgive those who tarnish the staff's honor to exploit the struggles of the creators for profit through hate. Therefore, I will also be deleting Shinpai Nagai's account entirely. I will not create any accounts in the future either. I cannot overlook actions that degrade the work itself, so I ask for your understanding. Honestly, this is taking a toll on my mental health, and it only brings negative to the work, the staff, and the original creators. But such despicable behavior is unforgivable. To the fans who have been truly kind to me, I want to express my gratitude and apologies. It was truly enjoyable. And this tweet came out couple hours ago. I honestly think that it's a good idea for him to be off Twitter. I think during this tumultuous time where people are upset, as they should be, about the product that came out of JC staff with One Punch Man Season 3, right? People have all the right to be angry and upset. But that frustration seems to be leaking into a separate traffic, specifically the director, such as like this. Right? This is just one example of people that's just hating on the director over and over again. Do you think that this person is inspired by Nicholas Light? I don't think so necessarily. I think it's unfair to pick schizos from each side of the spectrum, whether they be glazing shit no matter what, without even realizing what they're looking at, or the people hating and dragging something that everyone already acknowledges, right? So it's a really shitty situation where Nicholas Light, because of the amount of motion that he's making, biggest creator in the reaction space, he's in every video commenting, shitting on One Punch Man because it is a shitty product and he has the right intent. But because of how visible he is basically like the face of this campaign, and due to his actions towards the past too, because to a lot of people, it might be like your first time meeting Nicholas Light, but like tweets like this, now I understand why his ass got exiled from the K-pop community. I don't know what he was doing back then, but he used to be a huge K-pop creator. He then pivoted onto, you know, Taylor Swift songs and One Direction, I don't know. He then came into, you know, anime stuff now, and he's also pivoting into gacha stuff. And I think that his success in each niche, being able to be entertaining, is motivating and inspiring. But it also questions like, why is he jumping from one place to another, quote unquote, getting canceled? And in the video where I reacted to this, I gave you my opinion, right? It's that I think he has good intentions. I think he is correct in his opinion to shit on the production committee that is known as Bandai Namco rather than JC staff. Everything up to this is consistent with those actions. But for some reason in this video, I don't understand how he takes this tweet out of context and makes himself the victim. He's saying the director is upset at me. The director apparently didn't even know who he is. Obviously, he's not being named here, but the implications are that. And I think that this video was the final straw that broke. I'm not saying this is the only issue, but Nick emotionally getting tilted off of all the hate that he's getting because of all the haters that he's amassed throughout the years of content creation. People are shitting on him. There's obviously upset One Punch Man fans, but I think there's a lot of specifically Nicholas Light haters that is using this advantage to shit on him. He's obviously just a normal human like the rest of us. We're prone to make mistakes. And this is it's an emotional mistake that frames the director as in fault. Even though the words that he's saying in this video, it's very confusing because he says he's not shitting on the director and that the blame should be on the production committee, but constant remarks of him being a hentai director, discrediting his work, because obviously what are you trying to say if you say someone's a hentai director, right? It's that they're not worthy of doing this. And you know what? I probably agree that like this guy is, I definitely agree actually that this is not the right person to do it, but the director has no choice in it. And this constant misinformation of the hentai stuff, by the way, is ridiculous because where is this shit? I've got so many different things happening here. If you don't know, basically, everybody glazes the manga, the redrawn manga for the amazing art. This is a person that literally has worked on hentai. Right over here, Murata tried to turn One Punch Man into hentai so publisher wouldn't be too aggressive on scanlations. Who knows how true this opinion in piece is, but it is a fact that he's worked in the AIDS industry. So like, saying that because you've worked on hentai, you are just gonna be bad, I think is misinformation, but it is true that this guy is the wrong person to be picked. And why was he selected? Because the production committee known as Bandai Namco and many other, corporate entities that pool in their money to limit the amount of volatility there is in a company going bankrupt, they are the ones that has the right, the ones that picks and chooses. And JC stuff, I'm sure, again, they're not completely innocent. There must be some executive at the top that, might have greeted and kind of, took the bid. But the director himself is not to blame. The animators on this team is not to blame. You shouldn't just say that the entire corporation is innocent, but at the same time, because the director is a face of that. Just like how Nicholas Light is a very easy face to target right now, they're getting shit on. And it's a really shitty situation overall. That's kind of like the overall kind of introduction to this piece. I want to explain to you then some other stuff. There's a lot of people that seems to shit on Nick, for saying you are targeting the directors over and over again. And here are some other, instances where he says he doesn't put the fault on the director, but then he likes and encourages comments and blaming, even insulting the director. I think that the benefit of the doubt here is the fact that just because you heart something as a YouTube comment doesn't mean you really read it. There's times where I just gloss over something and just press hearts for the sake of engagement. So it doesn't help though, right? It doesn't help when you read these comments that's obviously being snarky and negative toward, One Punch Man director and you heart it. You're giving more ammo to the fans that are, overtly over the top and just wants to hate on Nicholas Light, right? Here's a Reddit post of, Nicholas Light getting obviously roasted over and over again. You literally just mentioned Nicholas Light's name. Obviously, he's always here. Every person is shitting on this guy. Why is it? Because his opinions are not unique. As in, he's not the only person saying that this is a bad product and that we deserve better. I say that all the time. Many other creators say it all the time. Why is it Nick actually getting shit on by everyone else, even though we share the same opinion? I think the most intuitive guess is he has obviously 1 million+ subscribers. He's the biggest face. And I talked about this in the other video of how poetically tragic this is. That One Punch Man, it is not objectively the worst anime to come out this season or even this year. There's plenty of other projects to shit on objectively. But because of its brand name and the drama that happened between season 1 and 2, it's such an easy target. You say One Punch Man bad, boom, engagement goes up. One Frame Man, oh my god, you're so funny. And in the same light, Nicholas Light, he's also the biggest creator in the reaction space. And he is constantly out there perpetuating the negativity which I think has good intentions, to just take it like a good boy and to say nothing about a shitty product is not going to get you anywhere. If you do not complain and show actual like action towards, you know, corporate entities, whether it be just not playing a video game of a shitty video game, you know, and making their stock go down, right? Nothing's actually going to change. You have to do something. So I agree that like he has good intentions, but like the thing about Nick, just like his content, is everything is over the top. Everything is so extremely over the top, and it is a reflection of his content and his attitude. And because of this, no matter how good your words and your ideas and your intentions are, people get frustrated and angry. I gave you multiple examples in the past video about, let's say we're working in a shitty job. Everyone is suffering. Everyone fucking hates the management. But here's what we do. Should we just constantly cry and complain? Or should we just try to have a good time with what we got? Because I feel like there's a choice that everyone can make. And it's not as if we're saying that like, oh my God, please Bandai Namco, give us more shitty product. It's just like, we are all aware and it just fucking sucks. So I choose to just enjoy something for what it is rather than constantly spam the negative aspects that everyone's always aware of. Nick is kind of like that one guy though, right? Whether it be at the shitty job that everyone knows is shitty, and the constant just yelling and complaining and crying. Or even like this, let me give you a ridiculous example. We're in a classroom. And there's a reason why I say classroom, that we're confined in here, because of the size of Nicholas Light. I'm not talking about the girth of his penis that you see on Twitter, but I'm saying due to his influence and platform, whatever he says will penetrate towards many different spheres. You will inevitably hear him because he is number one. So we're stuck in a classroom, okay? And we can all acknowledge racism, bad, right? Racism is bad. I condemn racism. And everyone's like, true. True. And then we move on. And then Nick says, racism bad! Hello? Why are you doing nothing about it? We're like, what do you want us to do about it? We already acknowledge there's nothing that individuals can really do at this point. Do you want to start a fucking a protest? Do you want to like have a petition? And we move on. And he keeps yelling, racism is bad. And if you are silent, you are part of the problem. And it's just like, bro, everyone knows it's bad. But when you keep spamming and dragging something over and over again, no matter how true your words and intentions and ideals are, people won't like it. In fact, people may actually start supporting racism because of how annoying you became. And I think that's not really a terrible example and an analogy to apply to the situation. He always takes it way too far, and it's form over substance. Due to the amount of haters that he has created over the past, due to the amount of visibility that he has, even if his intents are good, the fact that he always takes it to the fucking next level like he does with the content, no matter how much he's preaching the truth, it's so unpalpable. It's so hard to just be compelled. And what happens is a bunch of people that are going to be hating on him. And I've been saying this shit since the Lord of the Mysteries drama, or even before that, of Nick, I think you have good intents. I like you as an individual. Doesn't mean I'm going to fucking glaze everything that you say. And when I think that you're making a mistake, I'm going to call you out for it. And these are the schizo haters that you're going to be amassing. People literally saving pictures of your fucking penis, ready to fucking post on Twitter as soon as new seasonal drama happens. And this is the outcome of your actions. And listen, again, if you are aware of it or not, I don't know if he's intentionally doing it, but it's like, I don't think he's aware of how his actions are, you know, basically like changing and influencing people. And now he has a bunch of haters that will never give him the benefit of the doubt because of the way that he presents himself. Here's Chibi saying something like this. The director of One Punch Man made an official statement before deleting his account earlier this morning. As I said before, he really was thrown under the bus by the higher up. This is just sad, man. And we can all agree about that. True. Nicholas Light. People will still point the finger at me somehow. I was blocked by him. I wasn't among his followers, and I've defended him every video. People will twist it though. What else is new? But here's the thing. Even if you have defended him up until this video, why does this statement come out? And can someone please fact check me? Because I don't want to be, you know, I don't want to go off of misinformation, but the timeline of this happening, when you specifically talk about that the director is upset at me, where you discredit him for the hentai stuff, even if you say, I don't mean to discredit, I don't care what your words are, your actions are still absolute. And other schizos that are hating on you that will go in, again, when it's actually pretty good, it's not pretty good. The product is pretty bad. But this is, again, a Nicholas Light hater going in, whispering words, saying, they're not naming him, but big accounts, what do you think is happening? You know what I mean? So when you think about all these different things, what is the likelihood of Nick being the center of all this? That this might have been the last straw that broke, it broke its back. It's not just Nick, though. There's, again, many people, schizos like this, hating on this guy, and many disingenuous people will say this is Nick's fault, that he has curated these people. They might have nothing to do with it. To blame everything on Nick is ridiculous. But I do think that he is at the epicenter of all this. The timelines, I think, does match up. And for him to say that you have no fault in this, like, you need to have a little bit of awareness. Fuck off. You didn't defend him. You shit on him, you fucking retard. Did you actually watch the video, Lamau? This is how I know y'all are retarded. I defend him in his studio the entire again, try again. And here's the thing. The really confusing thing in the fucking video, right? Obviously, not, and I watched the video. I gave an hour and something minute analysis on this video. Don't fucking tell me I didn't watch the video. I listened to his words. He says, fuck the production committee. JC staff and the director, they are not at fault. He then includes, he's an hentai director just as a jab, but he constantly says JC staff is not at fault and they were fucked from the beginning. But for whatever reason, you misinterpret this tweet and you make yourself the victim thinking he is subtweeting you. Bro literally said they don't even know you, right? In these fucking tweets, he literally said, I don't even know this guy. What the fuck is going on? And that could have been the last fucking straw that broke its back. So to say that you are not complicit in any of this, it's really hard for me to believe. And here's the thing. It's like the Hassan dog situation, right? Are we ever going to know a definitely? Never. Online, it's all about just assumptions. And we try to point as many different evidence and dots in the graph to make a logical, reasonable conclusion. And if there was a spectrum of whether or not was Nicholas Light involved in the director deleting his Twitter account, I would say yes. Not an absolute, but I would hedge more towards yes, I think he is part of it. Everything that I've seen suggests that it's part of it. If you saw everything that's been happening, the chronological timeline of it happening, it's so impossible for you to come to the conclusion that Hassan didn't shock his dog. Like, it's ridiculous. And here's a tweet. I'm currently being crucified by the One Punch Man fans on Twitter and Reddit. This is all to distract you from what's really going on with One Punch Man Season 3. Wait, what? What's going on? It's about to become one big pity party, orchestrated by Bandai Namco to paint me as the villain and for everyone to blame me for the director deleting his account. Are we really going here right now, bro? This is the exact same thing of Hassan saying the IDF, the Zionists, are creating a smear campaign. They shocked my dog, not me. What are you fucking talking about? Come on, come on, come on! Look at the facts! Look at what's happened! You think you're so fucking important, Bandai Namco would orchestrate to be like, yes, this YouTuber, they shall be the sacrificial lamb. And we must protect Shinpei Nagai. Logically, does that make sense? The production committee would be that interested in fucking YouTube drama to step in to gaslight him as and what? This is actual schizo levels of a conspiracy happening. This is literally two sides of the same coin of Hassan blaming the IDF, Ethan Klein, the Zionist, alt-right, all these people, the bigots, This is it's a schizo conspiracy theory, and you are falling for it. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? This is what happens when you take a stand against them. When you criticize. They're businessmen. This is all game to them, and we're the NPCs. And there's a partial truth there. Is that they are the corporate entities that deserve to get all the blame. But what I see unfolding in front of me is stupid fucking online drama that Nicholas Light himself has latched onto, being the face of the campaign, whether he likes it or not, due to his actions and the haters that he has formed over the years, disingenuously smearing him. Of course, I will acknowledge that. But like, to then misinterpret the director's tweet, make a fucking video, make some noise, and then other haters then whispering into the director that this shit's happening, and then for him to delete the Twitter account. You really think Bandai Namco gives a fuck about any of this shit? I don't think they're even aware. I think they're too busy thinking about what next project can we fucking min-max and scam these fucking idiots. To think that like there is a corporate conspiracy happening to smear Nicholas Light when everything that we've seen so far suggests that this is simply the last straw breaking of Nick being the centerpiece. What the fuck are we talking about right now? People will twist my words, blame my community, and point all the guns at me. I called him a hentai director because he is one. But like, why would you bring that in? Right? Like, you called him a hentai director in order to discredit his work. You could have said many other things about him. The only reason you ever bring this in is because this is a popular talking point to discredit the director for being incapable of having action scenes. And you know what? That is true. The director himself has come out in past tweets in the summer and said, I am a person that specializes in comedy, slice of life, and those kind of animes. I don't know why they would ever fucking choose me. And I think the director is literally getting fucked because he can't just deny it. I'm sure he could deny it, but considering Japanese culture, your career is fucking cooked. You basically don't go with the corporate overlord because if you want to make a stance, good luck. You're now branded, blacklisted, you're fucking gone. He's obviously taking it up because there's nothing fucking he can really do about it realistically, and now he's fucked. And again, this notion that hentai director bad, this is a literal hentai artist. Yet he is responsible for the godlike One Punch Man manga that everyone fucking glazes. So there's no consistency here. You don't actually, like, the only reason you bring this up is to obviously meme on him, to clown on him. It doesn't even logically make fucking sense. That's the point. They gave him the project knowing how people respond and used him to take the blame off of them. Did Bandai Namco specifically choose this guy with the hentai background to use him as a sacrificial lamb? I don't think so. This is some levels of conspiracy that I cannot agree with. I love conspiracy theories, but logically it doesn't make sense. I think this is just a guy who was ready and available. And by the way, here's a separate thing that I wanted to read out. And this is a separate video that I'll probably make. This is a very interesting comment that I read. And this comment really opened my eyes to how things might actually work inside. I won't go too in-depth about it, but this comment, and who knows how true this may be, right? It's all about connections, right? This guy talks about JC Staff always covering mid-fucking rom-coms, as they do. We've watched them. People really shouldn't be anywhere near Project One Piece and caliber. The unqualified producer is the reason why you got such an unqualified freelance director. They worked together on said rom-com slot before, and he apparently doesn't have better contacts. So if you take this paragraph as true, and who knows? Who the fuck knows how true this guy could be? It's just a Reddit comment. But this is some other light that says it's all about networks and connections. The producer working on this shit has limited connections and chose this fucking guy who happens to work on hentai to think that like this is some crazy conspiracy to like brainwashing to basically deflect the hate and put it on Nicholas Light. I just don't see that happening. I will make a video about this on Saturday. I have a lot of information that most people don't know about. Oh, shit. Yo! What is it? Does he have insider agents? Does he have secret double agents in Bandai Namco? I need some fucking files. Release the Epstein file. Release the Bandai Namco files. Listen, if Nicholas is able to come up with receipts that proves that he is the victim of this massive hate campaign, I'll say sorry. I'll say my bad. You were right. But right now, with the evidence that I've seen so far, it's hard for me to think about that. And I try to approach this in a very objective way. Until Nicholas has proven himself that this actually is a conspiracy, just show me something. Show me some receipts, and I'll be like, you know what? True. Fuck Bandai Namco. You are truly the target right now. But it's hard for me to believe that at this current point, considering the timeline of these events happening. We are allowed to discuss and critique art. True. To take away criticism is to take away minds and passion. No one is saying that no one is allowed to criticize this. I criticize it, everyone else criticizes it, except the degree of which you do takes it to the next level, which makes it people to hate you. Anything in excess is bad. You can drink water too much, you fucking die. Again, the whole comment, racism bad. True, I agree. Racism bad. True, I agree. Racism bad! Why isn't anyone doing about this? No one is disagreeing with you, but when you present yourself in such an unlikable way, you're going to have schizos and haters that's going to take advantage of the situation and make you look bad. And it's not productive. It's like it just doesn't work for you. The director deleting his account will make all these gaslighting fans director aim at me because they don't know what's going on. But they need someone to blame and I'm the easy target. He is right that he's an easy target. You know who else is an easy target? The director. And I said, this is a very poetic problem. You know what I mean? Both One Punch Man, JC Staffen, the director, and Nicholas Light are extremely easy targets right now. Bro, and this is two sides of the same coin. And it's honestly who wrote the script? They'll even go as far as to email Bandai Namco to copyright strike me Lamau. That is fucked up. That is literally abuse of copyright. You're working in fair use. You're literally abusing the copyright system on YouTube. I wish the absolute worst on people. I would never even fucking wish that fraud lot of scams would get copyright struck because I know that this is an absolute principle that I will never bend down on. Abusing copyright, threatening people's livelihood over content is fucking retarded. You are all the enemy. You're the reason this director is suffering. You're enabling the committee's behavior. I think it's really difficult to take his words seriously when he portrays himself as the victim, misinterpreting the tweet here, while at the same time, again, his words is saying, don't hate the director and the staff, but at the same time, the video also says a bunch of other things that just kind of contradicts. My channel is going nowhere. I will continue to make videos on One Punch Man every Sunday, and I'll continue to call out the businessmen plus all of you people in channels working with them. You got me! I'm a Bandai Namco operative. Bandai Namco has been paying me to have a smear campaign on Nicholas Light. I'm a corporate sellout. He has proof. Remember, where is this? I have a lot of information most people don't know about. Kaka TV is a Bandai Namco operative. He is, what's it called? An industry plant that is toxic against the community and doesn't know what he's talking about. Yep, how did you know? Holy shit. How did you fucking know? This is a shout out to Bandai Namco. The truth will come to light. I like that part though. Oh, I like that because he's Nicholas Light, you know. The truth will come to light. Logging out until then. And we need to get the receipts, bro. Show me something, Nick. Listen. Just because I'm against you on this doesn't mean I hate you. I respect you as a content creator, and I think a true colleague or someone that actually cares about each other wouldn't blindly glaze and just accept with everything. I have my own principles and values, and I'm going to speak about my own truth. Just like how you say you're going to speak about your own truth. And once you've shown me the truth about these receipts, yeah, I'll make an apology video. The title will be, Nicholas Light was right all along. You guys are NPCs. Here's the way that I view the director. Mumen Rider. He can't do anything about this situation. He's fucked, yet he continues to stand and do his best. And do you know what these fucking NPCs are that are just directing their hate to JC Staffen, the director, that doesn't even know? It's this guy. Literally the same fucking arc. Holy shit, One Punch Man fucking called it out. Here's a tweet from Rin, who's been always doing translations from To Be Hero X and other, Donghua stuff, which I appreciate. Orchestrated by Bandai Namco to paint me as a villain. Who does he think he is? You're genuinely one of the corniest people I'll ever give you that. Bro created this whole scenario and narrative in the head. No one is stopping you from critiquing art. Exactly, that's the thing, right? Like, no one is saying criticism should never be done. It's just, there's a degree of how much you fucking drag it and go to the extremes that's pissing people off. Most people are pointing out the unjustified hate directed by the staff and uneducated fans. You claim to stand against the higher ups, but your actions say otherwise. And the actions, again, are videos like this, which is so confusing. Like, what the fuck is this title? Why would you even paint yourself as a victim of this tweet right here? We saw your thumbnail. We know what your intentions were despite what you said in the video. We know exactly what you are. Stop pretending you're the martyr who speaks out against the system when all you've done is mislead people for clicks and exploit outrage for engagement. Like, it's just, again, and it's really hard, right? It's really hard to continuously defend Nicholas Light when other incidents like this that seems to suggest, right, that he keeps blaming the director. Again, the benefit of the doubt is he just clicking heart onto the comments because, he's not reading the comments. Right? And this is just a coincidence, but it's like, at what point, again, right? It's the Hassan Dog situation all over again. How many times do we need to plot the fucking points in the graph? It seems to be painting a picture, right? And that's kind of where we're at right now. And it's so sad. It's genuinely so sad because, like, we should literally be together, united as a community. But what's happening? We're going off of identity politics. We're literally arguing amongst each other because at the core of it, everyone is clout chasing, including myself, farming negative engagement, and basically the only people that lose is the fans of One Punch Man, right? Everyone acknowledges, not everybody, there's some delusional people that think it's actually good, but most people acknowledge that it's fucking bad. So again, you have two choices. Should you acknowledge that it's bad and then what? Try to have fun with it? If you're working in a shitty environment and there's nothing you can do, I would choose to just embrace the chaos. I would choose to embrace the shittiness and say, you know what? This happening fucking sucks. I can't do nothing about it, realistically. So I'm going to enjoy my time for what it is and, enjoy this anime for what it is. Or you can be the one guy in the corner constantly yelling and screaming and dragging this shit for fucking clout. And everyone is clout chasing, again, myself included. But it gets to a point where you become so unlikable that no matter what you say, the way that you present it doesn't get accepted. More people will hate on you for it. They will try to smear you. More people will be disingenuous towards you. They won't even watch the video. They will drag your name towards other causes. And it's gonna make the situation worse and worse and worse. And what the fuck are we doing? But you know what? Maybe we're the crazy ones. Just maybe. Just maybe. I am the one scamming you. I am the evil cabal. Bandai Namco sponsor. And there are receipts that I am part of the problem. I'm part of this corporate campaign because I'm jealous. That's right. I'm a small, insignificant content creator that's jealous of Nicholas Light's success. And therefore, I'm allying with a Japanese corporation to lead a smear campaign so that I can basically get my money because I'm a corporate sellout. That's right. 2 steps ahead. 2 steps ahead. And when the receipts come out, the information that most people don't know about, what could it be? I don't know. We'll have to wait until then. Tune in for part 3.